Hello everyone and welcome to Lost in the Reel. Today I will be talking about the long-awaited 2 decades in development adaptation of Halo. I graciously received screeners for the first 2 episodes of the series, so this will be a non-spoiler review of those. Can this series overcome the stigma of video game adaptations? And will it satiate the appetites of fans of this beloved franchise? Let's talk about it. Halo is created by Kane and Kyle Killen and executive produced by Steven Spielberg. It stars Pablo Schreiber, Natasha McElhone, Yerin Ha, Bokeem Woodbine, Shobana Azmi, and Jen Taylor. Aliens threaten human existence in an epic 26th century showdown. As someone who spent hours upon hours playing online multiplayer Halo back in the day, I could say that I'm a pretty big fan of the video games. I haven't touched any of the newer iterations, but I will never forget spending a big chunk of my high school days driving around a warthog and obliterating alien scum. So when the trailer dropped for Paramount Plus's television series, I felt a few things. First and foremost, I couldn't help but utter, "It's about damn time." It seemed as if news of a Halo adaptation would come out every year, including a long gestating Peter Jackson film, only to fall apart and never come to fruition. This television series itself has gone through a slew of high-profile directors who were tapped to helm the pilot, including Neil Blomkamp and Rupert Wyatt, who all dropped out for one reason or another. So you could say that I was pretty shocked that they had finally actually made it happen. My other feeling was one of cautious optimism. The special effects looked pretty amazing, but would it feel like we were just watching a video game up on the screen? And would the showrunners be able to create a series that wasn't just visually stimulating, but emotionally resonant as well? There's a hesitant worry you can have when a video game is being adapted that it will end up being all style without any substance. So, as the second episode of Halo finished, I couldn't help but give out a little squeal of fanboy excitement. Even though the series still has a long way to go to prove that it will be a series worth committing to, I had an absolute blast with episodes 1 and 2. The series follows a young girl named Kwan Ah, whose village is desecrated by an alien force called the Covenant. The only reason she was able to make it out alive is through the interference of the Spartans, led by Master Chief himself. They begin investigating why the Covenant attacked this village, only to find that they were there searching for a mysterious artifact. Master Chief discovers that he is one of the only people in the entire universe that can harness the power of this relic. But on his way back to the United Nations Space Command, he realizes that he may not be able to trust the ones he's been working for, and so he sets out on a journey to uncover his own past to save the future. The first thing that comes to mind with my positives on Halo is how incredible this series looks from a technical standpoint. The first season has a reported budget of $200 million, and every penny of that shows. Though there were many points within these first 2 episodes, I did feel like I was watching a video game. I honestly didn't care. The CGI is so crisp and detailed that every alien creature, spaceship, and setting feels utterly convincing. I was immediately drawn in because showrunners Steven Kane and Kyle Killen have painstakingly brought this world to life through intricate design and world building. My mouth dropped on multiple occasions as I just muttered, "Wow," under my breath due to the visual splendor on the screen. The other thing that must be mentioned is how riveting the action is. Halo had me on the edge of my seat with my adrenaline pumping, which is exactly what one would hope for from an adaptation of these games. I was extremely impressed with how the show was able to balance so many things, including the aforementioned world building and the character development, story arcs, and smaller intimate moments, along with the epic action set pieces. One could only hope that they will be able to keep the momentum going for the rest of the season, as the second episode wasn't nearly as grand as the first, which is always to be expected. And while we are still really just getting to know the ensemble cast at this point, I can surely say one thing: that Pablo Schreiber was the perfect choice to play Master Chief. Schreiber, who many will recognize as Pornstache from Netflix's Orange is the New Black, really caught my eye with his masterful and delicate performance in last year's underrated Lorelei. He showed in that film that he can be a giant with a heart of gold, and that is exactly what we needed with Master Chief. The showrunners had a heck of a task to try and create a character that the audience can relate and connect to based on a nondescript soldier from a video game. But with Schreiber, they have found someone who not only fits the bill appearances-wise, I mean, the man is a towering, jacked beast compared to everyone else on screen, but also a performer of genuine humanity and quiet resolve. This soldier is one desensitized by violence and hardened by war, but hidden beneath his grizzled exterior is a haunted man struggling to find a deeper purpose and reclaim his life. And luckily, Kane and Killen have allowed Master Chief to appear on screen with his helmet off just as much as with it on. Though I know many Halo purists won't be gung-ho about this, I found it to be an integral part in allowing the audience to connect with our lead protagonist more. Being able to see into John's, aka Master Chief's, eyes gives us a chance to reach into the soul of the man underneath all of that gear. I honestly cannot wait to see where they take this character and what Schreiber will do with his role in future episodes. My biggest worry going forward is that the series will fall into so many of the unfortunate tropes of the sci-fi genre. The story so far is interesting enough, especially the mystery surrounding Master Chief's past and how he became the super soldier he is. I am also intrigued to learn more about this mysterious human woman who lives amongst the alien covenant and her relation to our protagonist. But they're really gonna have to expand on what they've created so far because the plot itself is pretty basic. How many times have we seen a film or TV series about a hero who has to save the world from an alien race with an ancient artifact at the center of the conflict? It's definitely been done a million times before. So only time will tell if the showrunners can elevate the material and make it something truly special, regardless of the cherished property it's based off of. You know, it's always hard to do a review of something if you haven't seen it in its entirety, but what I can say is this: Halo surpassed my expectations in pretty much every department. I was gripped from the second it started all the way to the second episode's credits. And above all else, I'm not just looking forward to continuing my journey with it, I can't even fucking contain my excitement for more. So I would say we're off to a good start. So I will be giving Halo 4 warthogs out of 5. This was a breathtaking start to the highly anticipated series that went above and beyond every expectation I had for it. Though the story is going to need some real work to differentiate itself from others in the genre, Halo more than makes up for it with high-octane action, visual grandeur, intriguing characters, and first-rate world building. Paramount Plus has a real winner on its hands, not just for fans of the franchise, but for any lover of great television. Thank you so much for watching Lost in the Reel. What are your thoughts on Halo? Did the series live up to your expectations? And what are your favorite video game adaptations? Sound off in the comment section down below. And until next time, my friends, take care.